Everybody, Doug Judy here, sitting here on a Sunday before we head to Rome, which is a new map for me. It's been a while since we did one of these screen recording videos, so I had a request to do one of these on asset promotion. Maybe it's just coming into play for a newer server, so I thought I would oblige. Asset promotion. First things first, you have to get to level 30, the asset to level 30 before you can promote it. And I assume the person wanted to know like a promotion strategy. So, there's three different things here. There's high sing, high dance, and balanced. And what I've seen the most is a balanced cars perform the best. I've never seen anyone play high dance except for me, so I'm gonna figure that one out on my own, I guess, when I get there. But whatever. I mean, it depends on who you're up against and how many reinforcements. There's a lot of variables, so it's really hard to pin this game down to one thing. Yeah, you all know that. Anyway, back to the asset promotion. So I'm on a girl here, and here's a great example of upgrading the wrong thing. These garden villas, unless you're playing high sing, are like a dime a dozen, right? But the next one, the one that's dance, is those are harder to obtain. These right here, and the management ones are just totally fucking useless. Pardon my English. So perfect example of upgrading the wrong thing. But if you're going to play high sing, well, fine, upgrade the villas here. What my approach to this is since the high sing, the sing increase assets are easier to get my hands on. Well, okay, so you got this one that increases sing, you got the Audi that increases sing, here, and you got the villa that increases sing, right? And then furthermore, on your whole map, all the auction items increase sing. So for most players, that's going to create an offset where their sing is higher than their dance, right? So how do you fix that, right? To balance the car if everyone supposedly says the balanced car is like the thing. Well, I will show you how we fix that. I'm going to show you a few different things here. So you have the museum. Oops, that's not a museum. You have the museum, right, which I just max out the defense on that one. The dance, you can see 55 versus 11 down there. One's a lot higher than the other because I'm trying to fix that out of balance problem, right? And the same thing goes with car core, right? I pumped up the middle one the most, right? So I'm trying to bring my dance stat up. Now, back to the point. So when you have high sing, unless you get to Tokyo or an Abroad Adventure where you get those dance assets, or you get the Lambo, the whatever the hell this thing is called, the mansion, right? Or the choker, the choke chain, those are the ones that all increase dance. So one thing you could do is focus on those, right? For sure, when you're going to upgrade them past 30, I would consume the ones that increase sing and focus on the ones that increase dance, because stuff that increases your defense is more valuable than stuff that increases your offense. Now, does it do anything in the game? I don't know. But I know it's easy to get, sing buff assets. And so you're constantly trying to balance out your dance with your sing. Most players have that problem. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on all these like dance assets, then you're probably gonna have the opposite problem, which is like my second car, which is, right at the moment when I have all this stuff to upgrade is like 1 million sing, but the dance is 1.1. So, it's a constant juggling. A few more things here that I've learned is that equipping Bali assets on Bali artists has some added bonus effect. And I've done the math on it, and I have no idea why. But if you look at it, you get a slightly bigger buff for putting Bali assets on Bali artists, Tokyo assets on Tokyo artists. And we'll see TBD on Rome, right? Probably going to be the same thing. But so you have to take that into account. And then, in terms of just like which ones you upgrade, you're going to want to consume the lowest level ones, right? And it does that automatically. So like if if I click on this right here and I hit promote, well, let me go find one that I'm still working on, like this one. So to get from 30 to 35, it's one asset that you consume. Now it says it's a mansion here, but it doesn't have to be. It can actually be any equal asset. And I don't mean equal level, I mean equal quality. So it would be the villa, right? And then the other one that increases the management buff. So those are the ones that can be used there. And then of course, Tokyo ones can only be upgraded by Tokyo assets, and Bali, that's why they say exclusive, right? So that is my approach, is to keep the assets that increase your dance buff as much as you possibly can. If you still have an out of balance issue, you solve it with your car core, with your museum, with your villa, by upgrading only, and your I think that's it, whatever, those things, and upgrading only the thing that increases the one that's low, right? So if your defense, your dance is a lot lower, then you're going to pump up the ones that increase your defense, and vice versa, to try to balance out your car. One more thing here, that let's just say that I have a level 30 asset right there and I hit promote. If I was to use another level 30, it would promote this to level 35 automatically, but it would also give me back the difference in asset coins that were used. So you don't have to worry about losing asset coins. It will give them back to you if there is a surplus and in coins, and you can just use them on something else. So you don't have to worry about that. What you do have to worry about, like in this case of the Audi, is if I want to get rid of this Audi, I don't even think I can get rid of this Audi unless I find another level 45 thing or two level 45 things. I don't think I can. So, really decide which one you're going to be, or maybe have one group of dance, assets and another group of sing assets, or you can flip-flop them around to balance them out. So, but yeah, I mean, these Audis are a dime a dozen at this stage in the game. So I personally would not upgrade them. Sure as shit don't upgrade the yellow car, right? Those are just freaking promotion fodder, in my opinion. And the same thing with anything that increases management buff, even something in Tokyo, Bali, wherever that you're gonna get that increases the management buff. That is promotion fodder, right? I mean, consume it to upgrade something else. Nobody gives a shit about management. Doesn't do anything for you in PvP. And speaking of PvP, right? PvP versus, in P25 and Grammys and all that kind of stuff. So, I meet some players that have all of their P25 have like decent assets on them, right? And they do really well in the Grammys, right? It's because they have all those assets and they probably work on their collections or maxed out and stuff like that. And that's cool for the ones that increase sing and dance. But the first thing in collections and the last thing in collections don't do anything for you on the battlefield. Furthermore, you're most likely not going to send 5 cars out there unless you're in a radio battle and you don't care about your fans. So the people, unless they just have so many dang assets that, they can afford to have freaking, whatever it is, 25 times 3, 75 assets that are all level 30 plus, well, sure. But for the rest of us who aren't going to upgrade everything, or we would rather have an attack car and a defense car that are just completely maxed out, they're going to, like me, I consume all those assets. So I am not coming in first or second place, and I'm coming in third place in P25 to somebody that I know I'm stronger than on the battlefield. And it's because my first and second car I know are stronger, but my P25 is not. So you're going to have to decide for yourself which one you want to be. Do you want to be strong on the battlefield? Unless you have unlimited resources, you're going to be strong on the battlefield, or you're going to be strong in P25, right? Or even the radio battle, right? It's really the asset. Like, you can get a lot of assets, but when you start consuming them, even if you start consuming them down to your first and second cars, you still have to have the asset coins to upgrade them, because promoting a car, meaning that if it's level 30 and I promote it, the level cap is increased to 35. If I use a level 1 thing to promote it, it's not going to increase the level to 35. It just means that it's now eligible to go to level 35. It increases the maximum level. So you have to understand that even if you have the assets and you consume them, you still have to have the asset coins, which are for me what's really been holding me back lately. But in my opinion, like on the battlefield, you're not going to send 5 cars out, right? You're going to have 1 rally car and 1 defense car. So I tend to consolidate my assets down to my first 2 cars as much as possible, because it's those first 2 cars that are going to be active on the battlefield. So, all right, feel free to like and comment and let me know if I missed anything. But hope it was helpful. Cheers.